ready for brain damage. We're ready for brain damage.
You tell these beautiful stories. They're not all beautiful, are they?
That's why we do rewrites.
I want to start doing what MGM's doing. They're the only shop in town making any money.
It's my movie, Pat.
We make a product.
I play Monroe Starr, who is this young studio wunderkind who is, he really is about perfection and trying to achieve immortality through his work and trying to really put his stamp on the business. He's all about legacy. He has a very limited amount of time. He has this heart condition, this congenital heart defect he's had since he was born. So he has a ticking clock on his legacy, and he's really trying to achieve as much as he can in the time that he has.
My new discovery, Sally Sweet. She can sing, dance, knock Shirley Temple right on her ass.
Yeah, sure. Well, I play a character named Pat Brady, who's a studio head. He is sort of a force of nature. He's a dynamic guy. He believes in, staying ahead of the game and beating everybody else up and making money and making things work. He likes to solve problems. He doesn't like being messed with much. He doesn't have a lot of patience for people who don't understand what his mission is. But he had great insight to hire this guy and discovering him what he doesn't have. Together, they're a really palpable team. They know how to make a great movie together, which is fascinating.
I would say, though, on a period piece, even more than ever, the creative team is so essential to making it an immersive environment. Whether it's the way you hold yourself in the costumes provided by our incredible costume designer, Janie Bryant, who did Mad Men, or whether it's these beautiful, detailed sets that Patrizia von Brandenstein, who did Amadeus, did for us, or even the props. Our props department was insane on this show.
When you pick up a newspaper, it's from pretty much the day you're supposed to actually be acting in. And I'm reading stories that are contemporaneous to the moment we're supposed to be doing the show. It's fantastic.
If I opened a script, 4 scripts down on my desk, it had extensive notes done in the character of Monroe Starr in the margin that related to the actual script. And it was a true, everything was there to serve you as a performer. And, you always want to be able to suspend your disbelief as an artist, because then it's going to be easier for the audience to do the same. And when they provide that kind of world and backdrop for you, it just makes it a lot easier.
It is like traveling back in time. Yes. I think we spoke about this earlier, but an old actor friend of mine once said, I don't know what my character is until I put my costume on. And I sort of feel that way. I mean, I understood what he meant, and I agree. When you step into this set that they've put together, all of a sudden, and obviously no expense is being spared. No expense is being spared. You are in a room that could ostensibly have existed in that moment. And if you're an actor at all, you suddenly kind of put it on. You start to wear the room, you start to wear the set, and then the costume you're in. It's just terrific. And so your behavior naturally shifts, your understanding shifts, your perspective shifts. But that's because we're weird guys like that. It's like if you say, "Boom, you're a Viking." Suddenly you're a Viking. You're growing horns out of your head. It's like that's what we do. Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer convinced me.
It seemed like a pretty good show to do. When I got the call, actually Matt was already in it, so they said. Maybe they told you I was in it, and then you said, "Oh, okay." But I said, "Well, send me the script, and I'll take a look at it." And I thought, "Well, this is an interesting world, and it was a job. And, we're always trying to work." And I thought this could turn into something really interesting, and I hope it has. I mean, I think the pilot's pretty good. And the subsequent shows, though, I think are really compelling and interesting viewing. And I think if people get it. A chance to get involved.
Burn. It's a great slow build, and it really does peak every episode. Episode to episode, it gets stronger and stronger. And, you know, at the time the job was offered to me, I just read this book, Day of the Locust by Nathaniel West, which takes place during a similar time period, has a lot of similar themes. So I've been weighing out all these art versus commerce debates in my head, which I had no business really weighing out on my own. They were just conversations I was having with myself. But when this job came my way, I thought this is too. There's too much synchronicity in this, and I have to hear them out. And because I wasn't really itching to do another episodic thing, I just gotten off of 7 years in a row on episodic, and I met with Billy, and when I heard about the world he created and the incredible creatives he had on board for this, it just seemed too good to be true. We talk about that. The craziest thing is that we're doing this piece that takes place in 1936-37, season 1, and as it moved on, everything became more and more prescient. It was crazy that everything became so relevant and felt so fresh, even though it was a period piece.
Maybe 100 times a day I take someone to the edge of a roof and I say, don't worry, you can jump. There's water down there. Trust me. And there isn't always water down there. Sometimes there's just pavement. It's how pictures get made. And they're all I've got.